Hello everybody, it's your boy WEEZYFMAMBA and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys once again so much for being here. We really appreciate it. On today's video, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to be discussing all things Halloween the game and what and I'm assuming most of you, would like to see implemented into IllFonic and Gun's latest project coming out sometime in 2026. We are absolutely enthralled. The biggest horror IP of all time is officially upon us in video game form. We have been waiting for this game. We have not had an official Michael Myers centered game since 1983. We are not counting Dead by Daylight, of course, because he is a killer in there, but again, whatever. And we're not counting Retro Realms, which came out last year, because that was a 2D side scroller that was paired with Ash from Evil Dead. There's a whole shenanigans with that. Basically, we haven't had a game since before I was alive, ladies and gentlemen. And we have been a huge Halloween fans for many years, and we cannot be more excited. So, most anticipated game of the year, as you guys are, as most anticipated game coming out, I should say. And we're super excited. We have a list that I have wrote the last 4 days of things that I have been thinking of, and I'm pretty sure I'm not even remembering everything that I want. Maybe right after I post a video, we're going to think of something else. If I do, I'll make sure to type it in the comments as well. And I want to hear from you guys down in the comments what you want implemented in Halloween. We'll get back to that here in just a second. Let's pop on over to the live stream. This is going to be a pretty simple video. I'm just going to be showcasing the trailer on mutes, on repeats, and then we'll go over some screenshots from the Steam page and kind of figure out and showcase how to wish list and follow if you don't know how. Okay, so in the meantime, let's pop on over. By the way, IGN, the official announcement trailer has hit and surpassed 2 million fucking views. This is absolutely insane. 2 million views in a week, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking crazy. Let's get to it. Like I said, we're just going to go ahead and repeatedly showcase the trailer on mute. That way you guys can go ahead and take a look while I read what I've wrote. What I would like to see in Halloween the game. First off, an immersive 10 to 12 hour campaign that stays true to the source material better than any other of its kind. Unfortunately, it has already been confirmed by Saber Interactive that the campaign will be anywhere between 7 and 10 hours, which is okay because the latter half was 10, which is what I wanted. But if we could also beat it in 7, maybe that's a difficulty setting like easy or novice or normal or whatever. And then the harder difficulty settings might have that, but also it might be replayability with collectibles, etc. New game plus, whatever they want to implement. I think really the case of Halloween's single player is what's going to draw in a lot of extra players that aren't multiplayer people, right? That have been dying to play these horror IPs that we've all have been playing for years, but did not end up playing it because there wasn't a single player campaign. For example, such as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, such as Friday the 13th, we had a form of single player with museum mode and obviously virtual cabin, and of course the Hitman style player missions in Friday the 13th, but it was not a true linear campaign progress or process, I should say. At all. So it's kind of one of those things where we know that we were going to want that. And I can't wait to figure out and see what Gun and IllFonic are cooking up. I would also like to see an extensive meta game. Okay. Now we're going into the multiplayer side of things, considering the single player campaign experience is just one thing that we need to talk about. This is going to be the multiplayer side of things. An extensive metagame. And if you guys don't know what the metagame is, the metagame was a coined phrase from Matt Shotcha and Wes Keltner over at Gun for what they did with the skill tree and perk system with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you had trees and nodes and attribute points. Okay. So since this has been confirmed that there is going to be some form of metagame, we are just going to assume that it's going to be similar to what Gun did with TCM, but also possibly more similar with KKFOS as well. I'm not sure how it's all going to work out. We have zero details on that. But what I want to see is an extensive metagame with random perk nodes. Bring them the fuck back. Okay? In the tree, randomizing perks, aka builds determined by choice. Okay? Determined by choice. I'm quickly deactivating my camera. Builds determined by choice. Why? Because it creates a sense of accomplishment. Okay? If everyone has the same perks, all right, it becomes stale and boring. Example, participation trophies, right? They're fucking stupid. All right? I don't care what you think. I wasn't grown up in this era where we get a trophy even if you lose. It don't make no damn sense. Okay? Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Now, I will say this. Again, it doesn't have to be particularly a carbon copy of TCM, but please let us unlock builds by chance. It's so good. Finding the meta, rolling that meta, earning that meta, and not just having access to that meta. You guys know I'm the meta build guy. I have been on YouTube for 3 fucking years now. Evil Dead, TCM, DBD, we've done it all. Okay? It is time for us to have those random perks back, because guess what? Like I said, it creates that sense of accomplishment. I had almost 4,000 respecs in TCM. That's got to be a world record, because I made sure that I got the right builds for everybody on YouTube. So we're super excited. That is something I would love to see implemented. Staying true to that section, we're going to talk about loadouts. Okay? Loadouts. Loadouts that will allow us to use multiple paths of said metagame without having to do the game's version of a respec. Now, I don't know if they're going to have a respec option or if you're going to have some form of roll again or CP option like we had in Friday the 13th, where you had to randomly spend counselor points in order to get the perks that you wanted. Again, it's something that could be implemented that way, but I don't want it to not fuck up the loadouts. Let me be able to have multiple builds with the same character, multiple builds with multiple characters. Okay? Because one map, maybe I want to run a stealth style. The second map, I want to run a rush style. Whatever the case is, that is something that we want to take a look at. Okay? Continuing on. Voice actor for Loomis. Guys, we got to clean it up. All right? This is not all in order. This is going to be jumbled. The voice actor for Loomis. We got to redo that. Okay? Either get in the video in the studio and smoke like 10 packs more of cigarettes a day. Get that voice a little bit more raspy. Rewatch the films. Get some more intake on that. Or completely hire somebody new. You can even use AI to enhance and bring back Donald Pleasant's actual voice. We did it in Star Wars with Carrie Fisher. You just do it. Just do it. It's totally cool. But yeah, that Loomis actor, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's just not cutting it. Moving on. Proximity, chat, and multiplayer is an absolute fucking must in this game. The non-existence of proximity chat in Dead by Daylight and in TCM has been a nuisance. Okay? We haven't experienced a lot of fun fucking with the other team or fucking with the killer. It's so much fun. You guys know we make jokes. We We talk that shit. You know what I mean? If we're gonna get toxic in private message, because trust me, they send them, you might as well just have it on voice talk. Proximity chat, please. Ilphonic, bring it back, please. Okay, just like you did in Clowns, man. Okay. The ability to pick sides. I wrote this script prior to gaining knowledge of this. So the ability to pick sides has been confirmed. That is fucking huge. We've already got a W. Ladies and gentlemen, the ability to pick sides, whether I want to be Michael or I want to be the heroes, which is basically, I believe we've confirmed that's what they're calling them. It hasn't been officially confirmed that they're called heroes, but that's what they have been calling them. But I was assuming heroes equals survivors or victims, if that's something that you want to take a look. The ability to pick sides confirmed. Fuck yeah. No random roles, no preference system. I want to play Michael. I get to play Michael. Period. That's huge for content creators, especially if we're trying to make meta builds and videos for it. We're super excited on that. Okay. An extensive roadmap. Okay. We want an extensive roadmap with bi-weekly updates and quarterly content drops. This is what I feel is the best system for any development team to have. Okay. Bi-weekly bug fixes and gameplay updates with an extensive roadmap showcasing what you guys are going to be doing, what you're planning. The secrecy shit doesn't work. And we're going to talk about the secrecy shit here in a bit. Again, on the next slide here. The secrecy shit's got to go. Okay. We want an extensive roadmap. All right. And we want the bi-weekly updates, just like we had at the launch of TCM with the Muerto times popping in, etc. We're going to want some information, okay? And then quarterly content updates, or drops. We're talking about every 3 months, maybe even sooner than that, of course, because 90 days gets a little stale. But I understand you have to cook, okay? Get us that extra DLC shit, all right? Start popping off with Halloween 2 and Season of the Witch and 4, 5, 6. Bring us zombie. We want it all, okay? We want it all. Moving on to the second part of this, the Haddonfield Chronicles. Not the Muerto Times, the Haddonfield Chronicles. Similar to the Muerto Times from TCM, tell us what you're working on. Gunn's approach previously of secrecy doesn't work. Radio silence is one of the worst things you can do in marketing, and it gives us intel, okay? Which we then can promote that intel and make your game more popular, which makes you more money. I don't fucking get why. We were so secret with TCM and we're radio silent for months and weeks on end. It blows my mind. DVD, for example, presents long-term roadmaps months in advance with extreme success, leading to great marketing numbers and word of mouth. Okay? Leave the secrecy shit to Rockstar Games. You know what? If you know, you know. Leave it to them. Okay? Give us the fucking intel. Moving on. Twitch drops. Twitch drops for all that is holy. Twitch drops. Ladies and gentlemen, we would love to see some Twitch drops. We never got Twitch drops with TCM. We never got Twitch drops with TCM. We got it with Killer Clowns. Let's fucking go. Ilphonic knows how to cook that up. Let's get Twitch drops. It is an absolute must. Not only does that give back to your community, okay, by giving them some free shit, but it also promotes your game even more. I promise you. I promise you. Twitch drops, people farm that shit, and they're going to expose your game. Big time streamers on Twitch, they're going to want to showcase this. It's just what it is. Okay? Twitch drops are a must. All right, moving on. We want to see events, okay? Free or paid, that partake in providing additional content. We're going to take a page out of DBD. We're going to take a page out of Marvel Rivals. We're going to take a page out of Call of Duty. We're going to take a page out of Overwatch. They have events that you can either A, do for free, or in the Marvel Rivals sense, you can pay $10 and it unlocks a special event for you and you only that allows you to grind for 25 to 30 cosmetic items. It is something that is very, very good, again, in gaining some extra cash. If you wanted to make it $5, $10, whatever, you know people are going to buy it if the shit's a banger, okay? If the shit's a banger. I really do hope that they collab again with Art Bully and give them free reign. Art Bully had some great stuff, but they also were kind of held back by Gun and Black Tower with what they could actually move and create. Let's just hope that Ilphonic, who has the majority stake in this game, is going to let whoever they collab with cook. Again, I really feel like Art Bully should deserve another shot. Behind the scenes, guys, I just watched a recent video of one of my favorite YouTubers, Dashy Games, aka Dashy XP. As you guys probably know who Dashy is. And of course, he has a behind the scenes of his latest video, which is a blooper reel. Let's have a fucking blooper reel. Let's have a little bit of comedy mixed in with this game that's going to be intense and, terrifying and ghoulish. Like, it's just one of those things. Let's have a little bit of behind the scenes. Show us how you made the game, but throw in a blooper reel, dude. You know you guys are going to have some behind the scenes camera of you guys fucking with each other or just laughing, trying to record lines, whatever, man. Like, it's just something fun. I would love to see a true BTS on Halloween. One of the most important things that we need is replayability and not to die fast, correct? What is one of the number one things that you need to do? Level cap. And I'm going to say it again, loud as fuck. Level cap! Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, at TCM, we were capped at level 99. Level 99. We were level 99 in the first 20 days of this game's release, of TCM's release. Okay? And the fact that we have to still be level 99 2 years later is mind-blowing. Killer Clowns. It's 1,000 and above, baby. Right? I mean, that grind is right there. You know you have people that will dedicate their lives to getting max level of something of that extent and that caliber. Please, for the love of God, give us at least quadruple digits, 1,000. Make it unlimited like Evil Dead. Saber never had a cap, okay? Make it unlimited. That's fine. I don't know. Just please let us grind. Speaking of grinding, okay, we're going to actually move off of that. The prestige system, bring it. Okay, there's going to be multiple heroes. There's going to be Michael himself. There's going to be Loomis, possibility of playable character. Let us have a prestige system. Now, I don't mean it like Evil Dead, because Evil Dead's prestige system fucked everything up with the balance. Make it like Dead by Daylight's prestige system, where it is cosmetics only with some badass symbol or emblem or whatever. I want to see it, because if you can get us to a player level of 1,000 plus and prestige 50, prestige 100, whatever, you guys know that the prestige system that was really, really, truly implemented in Call of Duty is something that has been one of the most popular things ever. And it's been in every COD since, multiple other games. It's just a thing, okay? Let us prestige, please. Let us have, this is all, again, partaking to replayability, okay? This I wrote down simply because we want it. We know that IllFonic cooks in this department. Gun does not, which is crazy considering Gun is a publisher. But we want an active social media presence. An active social media presence. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking Twitter. We're talking Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, whatever the case is. Don't go radio silent. Don't be secret. Don't keep secrets, I should say. I'm going to take a drink here. Simply because the more that you talk, the more that the algorithm hits when it comes to anything on social media. The more that you post and somebody shares or reposts or quotes, you're going to see an influx of more people seeing your content, which again will lead. It's one of the easiest things to do in the history of this industry is to create multiple posts in advance, or have a guy who has the fucking Twitter account on his phone and make the tweet. Now, like I said, we know that IllFonic is literally the goats when it comes to ASIM horror social media presence. It's a tie between them and behavior because they are constantly posting. But it's something that we want and it's something that we need. Moving on. This is something that we would like to implement again in not only the single player, but also the multiplayer. Extreme gore, M-rated style violence, sex, etc. Stay true to the Halloween source material. Now, of course, if you go back and watch Halloween, Halloween 2, back in 1978 and 1981, we didn't have, I mean, there were movies, but this particular series was less gory. And if you actually go back and watch TCM original as well, there's no gore in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, believe it or not. So it's one of those things, but if I'm talking at least modern day Halloween, modern day, even Rob Zombies were fucking gruesome. Let's bring that in because we really want, again, the shock value to shock us and not get a little slice on the arm like Lori did. You know what I mean? We need some oomph, if you catch what I'm driving. Obviously, sex, titties, right? Stay true to the Halloween source material, including horror film tropes in general. Okay? Whether that be your typical jock, final girl, etc. Just make it a horror game. Okay? Next, pay homage to your content creators. This is a big one for me. This is a big one for many. Whether big or small, the dedicated fans deserve recognition, not just large DBD variety streamers that came over to your game and played it for 16 minutes. Pay homage and write community hub posts about the people that are covering this game right now that aren't shitting on it because guns attached to it. Pay homage to the people that will make extensive guides and videos and patch notes, readings, even that. Like we did in TCM. Did we ever get a taste? And I'm not talking about just me. Arctic, MIDI, we've talked about this. Mel 2 Solid, we've talked about this. Slash and Cast, we never got a shout out from Gun. IllFonic, don't follow that same path. Okay? Pay homage to your small creators as well. We want to see a balanced gameplay. Obviously, we're going to be mastering both sides. We want to see balance. A balanced gameplay of both Michael and Heroes, with constructive criticism accepted by Ilphonic by people in the community who play both sides. Okay? Who play both sides. All right? Not just one-sided affairs. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. Not just one-sided affairs, i.e. Sledge, Evil Dead. If you know, you know. This man, and again, whatever, no offense, I'll call him out, sent Saber information and videos of him telling them how to balance Demon when the man only played Survivor and he never played a Demon match in his entire life. And they listened to him because he was a big creator. What a bunch of bullshit. You got to get constructive criticism and playtest from people who play both sides, and you know it. Please don't fuck this up. The balance is one of the things in these ASIM games that make people leave very quickly. If it's too far-sighted on one side, that group that's being outplayed is going to leave and go back to DBD or go back to Call of Duty. Don't let it happen. Streamer mode. This is for all our content creators out there. We want a streamer mode. Once again, either have this option for us to mute copyrighted music in the menu, just like you did with Killer Clowns. Let us have that option so we don't get demonetized on YouTube. Okay? Or, I also wrote this, if it is possible for John Carpenter to cook up a game, Halloween the Game rendition of his classic soundtrack where it is not copyrighted, that would be something dope too. But I think we all would love to hear the original. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let us drive a fucking station wagon as Michael Myers. Let us drive a station wagon as Michael Myers across the streets of Haddonfield. Please. Please, that would be so dope. Oh my God. Last couple of points, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting a little long here. Customization. Different colored jumpsuits, overalls, heroes' clothes, even Michael's weapons. Again, gun. Trying to stick to the lore of 1973 in TCM really hurt TCM's customization. Much younger generations are gaming too, not just horror nerds. You have to understand that 1978 clothing might not appeal to the young generation. Okay? Now, is it wrong to pay homage and stay true to the source material of the film? No, because it's 1978. But what I'm saying is don't just recolor shit. Okay? Give us some variety. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to add fucking spacesuits. Okay? You know what I mean? But let's make it 1978, but let's make it fun. Which leads to cost. DLC costs for cosmetics only. Not paid characters. Do not lock any characters behind a paywall in Halloween the Game. You have to make everybody free no matter what. However, okay, again, cosmetics. I understand you got to make your dough. But the second that we start having the pay to win conversation, people are going to leave. Okay? Because people sometimes don't care about cosmetics, but they want to play the new character with the default cosmetic. That's fine. I promise you, you'll make enough money. Okay? The fact that we had over $300 in DLC with TCM, that's an absolute fucking disaster. The price of a console. It's crazy. And last but not least, continue to do live stream check-ins like you have done with Killer Clowns and Predator Hunting Grounds. We want IllFonic to continue doing live stream check-ins. Nothing screams more that you care about your community and feedback than going live, playing your own game, creating a safe space for us to gather, okay? And learn new things behind the scenes. What's coming up? Maybe some giveaways. Hey, people will tune in like a motherfucker if you got a giveaway. You want to keep an audience? Don't make them feel like you don't care about them. Simple as that. That is what I want to see implemented in Halloween the game. I know it was a half an hour long. I apologize. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a banger. You guys know this is going to be a banger. And I can't fucking wait. Okay? Go ahead right now. Head on over to Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation. You guys search it in the store. You can go ahead and wish list it on all 3 platforms. Okay? Halloween the game, on wish list, following, etc. You guys know the deal. Okay? Pretty simple stuff. We got a few screenshots we're going to go ahead and take a look at. As you guys know, we've seen these before, but hey, we might as well scroll through them again just in case you haven't. Okay? Ultimately, I know you guys are excited, and I'm excited, and I hope that you are. We're going to go ahead and pop back. Listen up. Okay? Thank you guys once again for being here and listening to me rant and talk about what we want in Halloween. I want to know what you guys want. What did I forget to mention? Drop it down in below the comments. Don't forget to sub to the channel. We're almost at 9,000 subs. Can we hit 10K before the end of the year? Let's hope so, man. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. And of course, turn on your notification bell. That way you guys get notified every time I go live here on YouTube and anytime that I bring you brand new Halloween news. I fucking love you guys. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.